Welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for stopping by once again as we sample some more great tasting American craft beers with Dr. Dave. Imagine that. Now for our sampling pleasures and tasting delights today. Oh, we have one that was sent to me by my good buddy Kojak. This is from the Turning Point Brewing Company located in Bedford, Texas. This is the Duke Silver, described as an Oktoberfest, a Marzen style beer, if you will. Yeah, let's go ahead and check her out, baby. Bear with me while I open her up. Take your time, do it right. I got this Turning Point glassware that Kojak was kind enough to send me as well. Now let me see, what was the alcohol? 6.1% alcohol by volume. Yeah, I got to write these things down, man. I'm getting old. I can't remember stuff. What can I tell you? Oh man, that is a true Marzen. Look at that. Oh man. Mmm. Ooh-wee. Lots of malts in there, baby. That's what a Marzen's all about. Lots of malts, baby. Yeah, this is really probably about 2 months past the time I should have had it, and that's my fault. There's nothing wrong with the beer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the beer. These beers come out probably about the third week of August, and they signal that fall is arriving. That's Oktoberfest. Yeah, even though the word October is in there, they come out in late August, and I should have had this beer, several weeks ago. But hey, I got too many beers. What can I tell you? It's a problem. People wish they had those problems, huh? Well, anyway, it's a lovely. I would describe this as a copper color. Copper color. It's got some nice carbonation flowing up from the bottom there. You can't see that at home. It's got a lovely bit of some people call it head, some people call it foam, whatever your preference is. Yeah, well, I won't say that. Yeah, some people don't like that word head. I don't care. Or like your, well, I won't say that either. It's a lovely looking beer, though, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful? Man, when you go into a bar and you're poured something like that, you just can't wait to drink it, can you? And I can't wait to drink it either. I want to thank the brewers at the Turning Point Brewing Company for all the hard work that everybody puts into bringing this beer to market so guys like me can enjoy it. Many thanks to Kojak for passing this beer along to me because without him, I wouldn't know anything about these beers. And many thanks to you at home for watching. You're what makes the channel great. Cheers to everybody. Oh man, is that good? That is the spot. Oh yeah, man. Marzen. Mmm. Man, a Marzen beer. Lovely hops. It's all about the hops and the malts, man. Mostly malts, but the hops are in there as well. Man. Man. I just can't say enough good things about this beer. This beer. Now, I did serve this beer a little bit on the cool side. I don't like my Marzens really on the warm side. Oh man, look at that beer! Look at that! I'm telling you, look at that beer! Look at that liquid loveliness. 16-ounce can, by the way. I'm not sure. I think this is a 14-ounce glass, but I could be wrong. Kojak did send me this beer glass, so I'm not sure. Man, pungent aroma on there from the malts and the hops are in there. But what a Marzen is all about, it's all about the malts. It's not so much the hops, although there is a little bit of a dry, bitter finish on here, but not like you would describe with the typical IPA. It's not that kind of dryness. It's not that kind of bitterness. But the hops and malts work in conjunction, and this is just a great beer. Mm. Ah, yeah, man. Love the sweetness from the malts there, right up front, and then Later on, your palate gets a little bit of dryness, a little bit of bitterness, but it's not like an IPA. It's difficult to describe. Oh man, that is tasty. That is really tasty. Don't you love the color on this beer though? Yeah, when you go into a beer bar, well, no, I shouldn't say that. When you go into a bar, you see all these light colored beers. I mean, they look like soda water, don't they? Yeah, I mean, they're just such a pale yellow. Look at the color on that beer, man. That is lovely, isn't it? Yes, indeed. A little bit of caramel in there too. I'm getting a faint taste of caramel there. Not really strong. It's off in the distance. Yeah, man. I tell you what, a good Marzen is tough to beat. And this one is from the Turning Point Brewing Company out of Bedford, Texas. Many thanks again to Kojak for sending me this beer. Without him, I wouldn't be able to try all these great beers. Man, I have had some fantastic beers from Turning Point. Ah, man. Oh, man. I'd love to visit that brewery down there. I'd love to visit the brew pub. If I get somebody to take care of my cats for a week, I would be down there in a minute, no doubt about it. But at any rate, man, if you want a full bodied beer with light to medium carbonation, this would be the beer for you. Now, you could pair this with a meat dish. You could pair this with steak and potatoes or some meatloaf or something along those lines. I don't know about fish or chicken, but this would go well with meat. It's got nice malt backbone to it. Wouldn't get lost in the flavor of the meat. Mm, I'm telling you, this is a full bodied beer. Ah, man. See, you got to take your time with these beers. Now, on something like this, you want to take your time. You want to get the aroma. You want to look at the lovely color. It's almost akin to wine tasting these days. Beers and wines have become equal, in my opinion, these days. Man, you want to look at the color, the clarity. You want to get some aroma. You want to appreciate it for what it is because the brewers take a lot of time to make this beer. If you don't believe me, take a tour of your local brew pub one day. Generally speaking, they give free tours, or if they charge, they'll give you some beer at the end of the tour so you're not out any money at all. Man, look at how much work it takes to brew a batch of beer, and then you can appreciate what I'm talking about here. Man, that is smooth, easy drinking. One more time. Turning Point Brewery out of Bedford, Texas. Man, this is the Duke Silver, the Marzen, the Oktoberfest, if you will. It's a little past the time because now we're into the Thanksgiving beers, we're into the pumpkin beers, and we're into the Christmas beers. But there's nothing wrong with that beer. It's not going bad anytime soon. But man, it is a great tasting beer. And with that said, life is short. Let's be happy. Try new things like this beer from Turning Point. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. Dr. Dave says so. With that in mind, until we meet next time, here's wishing all of you the very best of goodbyes. And as always, cheers.